Abend oder für euch dann guten Morgen, je nachdem. Es geht weiter mit einer weiteren Folge Tales of Arise. Wir gehen jetzt nach ich gehe jetzt nach Mahag, Saar. Ich hätte zwar für die Arena jetzt in Mensina das Mindestlevel für den Einzelspieler, für den Normalmodus. Aber ja, ich möchte das dann schon ein bisschen gemeinsam kombinieren wollen. Deswegen geht's jetzt ins neue Gebiet. Ich habe noch mal ein paar FP gesammelt. Ja. Bei Elfen nähern wir uns langsam erstmal dem Ende, aber hier gibt's wie gesagt noch zwei. Shion, bin ich jetzt hier dran. Rinwell, da geht's jetzt erstmal auch den Ende entgegen, weil die 3 nun freigeschaltet. Kisara auch erstmal hier in dem letzten drinne. Duelim auch in dem letzten. Ja, und bei Lore, ja. Aber die FP sind wirklich, zieht sich hin, eine halbe Stunde für 120, 140 FP-Punkte. Ist halt schon eine Hausnummer. Und XP fast gar nicht. Dementsprechend, ja, ab ins neue Gebiet.
Do you sense one of your friends, Hoodle?
Mahag, Saar. That makes 4 out of the 5 realms that I've visited now.
I wonder what kind... Rising Viper!
Here I go! Critical! Raging Storm! Dragon Meteor! Radiant Photon dance in the wind! Thunder Touch! Photon Flash!
Looking good out there.
Just getting started!
That's the secret. Take no prisoners.
Together, that wasn't even a problem.
Get lost!
I can carve through armor! Start up!
Glacial Spear! Here's Hydro now! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
See you continue on in that vein.
Yes, my lady?
Here's something you wanted to say?
This is barely target practice. Then why bother fighting them?
Because I certainly won't run away from a battle.
Look, Hoodle! One of your buddies!
Out of our way!
Rising, take this! Can't get out of this!
Do it! Get out of there with astral energy!
Say no more! Shut!
Well done!
Rising Wyvern! Start up!
Up and at 'em! Let's go! Do it! Well, looky here!
There's something in the water. I didn't realize there was a pond here.
Yeah, this is Taka Pond. And it happened to have saved my life once upon a time.
What do you mean?
As a kid, I survived life under the past lords by escaping here when I needed to. It's terrible to swim in, but great for catching a bite for dinner away from Renin eyes. Bear in mind, our rations back then weren't enough to live off of. You had to take matters into your own hands if you wanted enough food to survive.
But how did you catch them? With your bare hands?
That might take a while. Fish are prone to swim away at the first sign of trouble. I'd put bait or a lure on a line and use it with a fishing rod. You must not be familiar with fishing if this sounds new to you. Here, let me show you how it's done.
Bitte was? Man kann angeln? Warum muss ich dann die Fische immer rausholen? Da bin ich schon mal gespannt, wie das Angeln jetzt funktioniert.
I hope we catch something decent.
Indeed. Hungry bellies are counting on this. Hup. Not my lucky day, I guess. Hup. All right. Good fishers always keep their cool. I've got something. Well, that wasn't much of a challenge.
Guess it's important to stay calm.
Yeah. All right. We can get a good meal out of this fella.
That fish put up a fight. Good catch.
Yeah. Is this what I think it is? I'll get you next time.
Ach, schade. Da war der besondere Fisch dran. Mann, Mann, Mann.
All right. It's not bad, per se.
Maybe you could keep it as a pet.
There we go. Well, that wasn't much of a challenge.
Guess it's important to stay calm.
Yeah. There we go. She's got a good size to her, all told.
We can make a real feast out of this bad boy.
There we go.
So, also wenn jetzt wieder noch eine Barsch dran geht, muss ich mal
that's a
was
bit of a letdown.
anderes
Maybe you could keep it as a pet.
machen als mit X.
Yeah. Is this what I think it is? You've gotta know when to quit. There we go. Dagnabbit! It got away. I've got something. That was disappointing. Reel it in. Boy, that's a bit of a letdown.
Looks like a pretty energetic fish.
Yeah! All right.
Oh, könnte ich nicht noch einmal
it's
den
not
anderen
bad,
Fisch
per
bekommen?
se.
Could have been worse. At least you caught something.
I've got something. I'll catch something bigger next time.
You take your fishing pretty seriously.
All right. Well, it's not bad, per se.
Nice work!
Yeah! All right. Boy,
Gut,
that's a
gut,
bit of a
das
letdown.
muss,
Nice
das
work.
muss reichen. Ein bisschen was gemacht. Ja, Angeln soll man nicht übertreiben. Es kostet Zeit, Nerven. Aber immerhin, wir haben 2 gefangen.
And that's all there is to it.
Wow. It seems like you need to have good reflexes to catch anything. I don't know if it's really for me. Kisara? I think I've seen enough.
Oh, sorry. I guess I'm just in my own little world when I go fishing.
Looks like we're going to be here for a while.
That's how fishing goes. You wait for a bite, and then the real battle begins. Miguel told me that different fish live in different regions, and you have to pick the right rod and lure for what you're hoping to catch.
But that doesn't change the fact it's a giant time sink.
Of course, each fish has its own unique flavor, too. And some of them are supposed to be extremely delicious.
When you put it like that, maybe it's worth me trying my hand at fishing after all.
You're just in it for the food.
I was hoping we'd get to fish during our travels. And it just so happens I made sure to grab my brother's old rod before I left Vicente. So, if you ever feel like fishing when we've got a little downtime, just let me know.
Good to hear. Thanks for showing us.
Okay!
I'm always amazed what healing arts can... do.
Just doing my job.
Hey. Is it just me, or have those two barely spoken a single word to one another?
I know, right? But after everything that happened with Miguel, is it really any wonder?
Kinda puts a damper on the whole journey though, huh? How long do you think they're gonna keep this up?
If it bothers you that much, why don't you ask them?
Why do I have to ask?
How come you walk together like that?
She really doesn't beat around the bush.
You mean Kisara and myself?
You hadn't noticed? You've been practically joined at the hip ever since we left Vicente.
I guess it's force of habit, most likely. I was always ready to protect him, should the need arise. It sort of came with the job description.
Right. From being in the Elder Menancia Guard. Although, Dohalim's pretty capable of defending himself, isn't he?
Having guards doesn't necessarily mean the one being guarded is weak. No one's perfect all the time.
Even so, it's not like they're entirely wrong, Kisara. You're no longer in my employ, after all.
I don't know. I mean, if it's what she's used to and you're both comfortable with it, then who are we to judge?
But she doesn't serve him anymore. It isn't normal for her to keep following him around like she still does.
You know, she's probably right. And a lot has changed over the last few days. I guess it wouldn't hurt to rethink our relationship in light of the new circumstances.
Ah ja, eure
Perhaps I'll give it
Beziehung.
some
Ich
thought
hab's
after all.
gewusst.
Does that sound all right by you?
Beziehung, ja, ja.
Of course.
You might want to stop asking his permission for every little thing while you're at it.
Sorry. It's not that easy, shaking off old habits. I'll probably need a little time to get fully used to it. Why are you looking at me like that?
That armor you wear is...
Make sure to get some good rest. All right, guys. Ready to go?
I've noticed that sometimes we come across enemies who fight like you, and try to dodge our attacks at the last second.
I hate those guys. I can get some hits in when they move into attack, but otherwise they slip past damn near everything else I throw at them.
If what you're seeking is a way to more reliably hit them, there is a solution.
Try to outclass them on reflexes?
I possess the ability to command Earth elemental beings to some extent. They emerge as the land itself and take root on my command. They will swiftly bind the enemies, at which point you can dispatch them.
Huh?
What he means is that he can make plants grow to hold the enemies in place. At least I think that's probably what he's saying.
I'm glad at least one of us understands him. So basically, if we find an enemy that likes to dodge, we should let Dohalim handle it.
I shall do what I can within my modest means to help.
Ist jetzt nur nicht so, als ich gegrindet habe, dass ich das nicht schon gemacht habe, aber ist gut zu wissen.
Something feels odd here. Be on your guard.
I just noticed none of you other Danans have spirit cores. Why is that?
Both of my parents were part of the resistance in Calaglia. In fact, my birth was kept a secret from the Renans.
Mine too. We always lived in hiding, so I never had a spirit core embedded in me like I was supposed to.
What about you, Alphen? You were a slave in Calaglia before all this, weren't you?
To be completely honest, I'm not sure why I don't have one. All the other Danan slaves around me did. I was the only exception. They tended to keep their distance from me to avoid attracting any attention from the soldiers, because of my mask and all. What about you, Kisara? Do you still have your spirit core?
No. I was able to find a good Renan doctor who's sympathetic to our kind, and had them remove it before I left. They did such a great job, the procedure didn't even leave a scar.
One of the benefits of coexistence, huh?
I know that once the spirit vessel was shut down, there wasn't much need for me to hurry. But still, I didn't like having that mark of servitude lingering on me any longer than I had to. It may sound a little strange to hear me say this, but I'm just me now. Not a guardsman or a slave. I'm my own woman, and this is my chance to have a new beginning.
This sure is one rugged road. You'd think they'd keep this at least a little better maintained, right?
Why spend energy fixing that which is rarely used? Repairs require time and effort, which in our world means slaves, often in great numbers. For you, it may be a simple request, but that can quickly become another's difficult burden. Nobody gains anything without someone expending effort.
And you know, somehow that someone always ends up being a Danan, while the Renans are the ones who gain.
True enough. Ideally, in a perfect world, I think it's only fair that the ones who need it should be the ones to perform the work.
However, when doing so could be dangerous like it is here, there are many who would prefer that it be others who risk their lives in their stead.
So, what you're saying is that people will just put up with the inconvenience until someone else comes along to fix it for them?
Indeed. And it is those who can no longer bear that feeling that inevitably take action. Much like the Danans in our group do so now. As strange as it may be to hear such a thing from the likes of myself.
It's true that most of the Danans in Calaglia have been resigned to just accepting things as they are. Still, we can't just blame them for...
What are you making that face for? You're not worn out already, are you?
Nah, just regretting I ever said anything in the first place.
Out of my way! Rising Wyvern! Soda! Dragon Swarm! Anything in armor is all
In the wind! In here, I'm so good with airborne targets.
Glacial Spear!
He got flyers!
I've got Let a marksman get here!
All yours!
Let me help! Let's get
Rising
you all
Wyvern!
First aid!
Okay, here I go.
Now, we managed to turn the tide!
For now, but things could shift at a moment's notice.
You're right. Better stay alert. Tiger blade. Let's get you all unlocked.
You require help.
Rising Wyvern! Mirage! Demon Tank!
Right here, I got you.
Dragon Swarm!
Make it rain!
Trigger!
Astral energy.
Say no more.
You sure showed them.
All in a day's work.
All right.
There's nowhere to run from my art.
When he slows down, that's our chance. Rising Wyvern!
It's like trying to keep up with the wall. Sweet now. Here's the evil. I'll be saving this
No
one.
further.
Breeze Lancer.
Luna Rongo!
It's time.
How about Thunder Blast?
Mirage!
Now it's something special.
Demon Tank! Dragon Swarm!
Tiger Blade. Do it.
Doheny!
Astral energy.
In an instant!
Impact rock.
Purge Malevolence.
Shield and
Rising Wyvern!
Annihilation.
How do you like being pounded into shape?
Good shot. Burning strike.
Dragon Swarm!
Piercing roar!
Can't be squirmy.
Rising Wyvern!
I'll take you all on! Ha! Flare Demolisher!
Got some interesting moves there, Dohalim. I'm glad you're on our side.
I'm simply glad to hear that I can make myself useful to you all. Huh?
What's wrong?
We seem to have come across some rather unusual objects.
What, you mean that pile of garbage?
No mere garbage, I assure you. Still, I've never seen anything shaped like it before. I'm intrigued.
Are you curious about this stuff, Rinwell?
Yeah. I think he might have found some old Danon relics. They look like the remains of a bunch of objects that disappeared after the Renans first invaded.
And yet here I am, holding them without so much as a second thought. I imagine the sight must be unsettling to you.
Not really, just that it must be nice to be a Renan who has time to indulge in stuff like that, unlike the rest of us.
Are you interested in this stuff too, Dohalim?
Charmed may be a better turn of phrase. I simply love objects that can give me a sense of what their maker was thinking, the history that went into their creation. You see, we Renans have hardly any such objects that trace back to our distant past.
I still don't understand what you two find so intriguing about it, though.
Why not? We're talking about our own culture here.
I get that, but it's not like this stuff is any use now, does it? It's just old. Real old.
Oh, but it does. Holding it in your hands like this, one can feel and engage with the distant past in a way no history book can ever accomplish.
I'll take your word for it. Well, seeing as it's Danon history, just make sure you're careful with it. All right, Dohalim?
But of course. There's history in the air here. I can smell it.
I don't smell anything.
Don't encourage him.
Visibility along this path will remain limited for... some time. Take care not to get ambushed.
I'm surprised you know the terrain here so well. Lords don't strike me as having much time for wandering in the woods.
Sometimes I would take strolls along here when I wished to be alone.
You always did have a bad habit of disappearing without telling any of us guardsmen.
That's far enough! Rising Wyvern!
Hear my call!
Demon Fang! Dragon Form!
Absorb! Water! Hear my call! Where that came from?
No further!
Rising Wyvern!
Pesky airborne scoundrels!
Sounds like a job for yours truly!
Rising Wyvern!
Healing circle!
The enemy wields arms too.
We'll soon see about that! Do it!
Why presume?
To stop you.
In an instant! Impact Claw!
If it's in the sky, it's mine!
Rising Wyvern! Stardust!
Your power is a spectacle to behold.
I'm not trying to be dramatic, is it?
Still, it's a part of you. Embrace it.
Tiger Blade! Do it!
Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
Get it!
Yeah! Nice technique!
Demon Fang! Dragon Form! Prepare to be seized!
Tiger Blade!
Now I can let loose!
Did you just heal me?
Yes, I need you, remember?
In an instant! Impact Claw!
I can feel my precision improving.
An opponent like this should be easy. Smash you! Lunar Rondo!
Airborne beast! Mindset!
Rising Weapon!
Blind freak! Ready to sit still!
Sia, can you take care of them?
No sooner said than done! If it's in the sky, it's
Rising
mine!
Wyvern!
There! Do it!
River!
Astral energy!
Say no more! Shut!
Well
Demon
done!
Fang!
This one's mine!
I know fine weapon material when I see it.
It's so hilly around here. I can feel my feet getting blisters.
That's mountain hiking for you. It can be pretty tough if you're not used to these sorts of trails.
An opponent like this should be easy.
Here I go!
Can't get out of this!
You're mine!
Mirage! Demon Fang! I'll take you all on! Demon Fang! Rising Wyvern!
Anything in armor is all mine!
Leave the enemy's arms to me!
You'll be placed here!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
See you continue on in that vein.
Yes, my lady?
Something you wanted to say?
Rising Wyvern! Mirage! This should make for some good weapon crafting material.
What's with that shining foe over there? Like moths to the flame.
Rising Wyvern!
Where are you going? Raging cascade!
Stardust!
Tiger Blade! Here's the wind! Sleep now.
Dragon Form!
Do it!
River!
Astral energy!
Say no more! Got!
Well done!
Rising Wyvern! Stardust!
Healing
Make it rain!
more
Kisara! Commander of Heaven! Phoenix Cyclone!
Good to know my training is paying off.
Out of my way! I never miss!
Eat this!
One more! I'll be saving this one! Now take it down! Reload! Confiscated!
Rising Wyvern! Stardust!
Radiant blood! Lightning orb! Will this help?
Astral
That's my shield! Astral energy!
Say no more! Got!
Well done! This one's
I can carve through this!
one more!
Rising Wyvern!
Prepare to be seized.
We managed to turn the tide!
For now,
Let's talk more
things
to
could
it.
shift at a moment's notice.
You're right. Better stay alert. This one's
Can't get out of this!
Hear me!
Rising
Breathe
Wyvern!
fury! Burning
Stardust!
Make it rain!
Kisara! Commander of Heaven! Phoenix Cyclone!
A victory for the ages.
This... Looks nice and tough.
More Danon ruins here too, I see.
What were people even thinking back then? And trying to build anything around here.
Maybe they just had that much time and energy on their hands.
This'll be a delicious piece of cake!
Rising Wyvern! Stardust!
One more!
Burn!
Radiant Pierce!
You're on!
One astral
Demon Clay!
Air throw!
Rising Wyvern! Demon Clay! We did it!
These little ones are hardly worth our time.
Less talking, more pummeling.
Cut them apart to your heart's content.
Stardust!
Ready! Going in!
Rising Wyvern! Stardust!
Doing it!
Small! Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
I think I'm getting stronger.
I sure have built up a sweat with this hike.
Rest assured, we have reached the top. It's all downhill from here. Quite... literally.
So Mahag Saar's just up ahead then?
Indeed. If you look, across...
I'll do my best!
Rising Wyvern! Stardust!
Where's the shot?
Pierce!
Dragon Form!
This one is mine! Arctic Waterfall!
See what I can do!
Reload!
Rising Wyvern!
This one's mine! Make it rain!
Kisara! Commander of Heaven! Phoenix Cyclone! Did it!
Yeah! Nice technique!
I'm out of ammo! Back into the fray!
What's this place here? Some kind of old house?
I don't know.
Out of my way!
Rising Wyvern!
this! Shield!
Annihilation! I'm ready! Chinese supernova!
I think we can get through
One,
this.
come on! Don't let up until it's over.
Who said anything about letting off?
Here! Do it! Seal! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished.
Looks like it could be worth something.
Seriously? Is this a joke?
I can carve through armor!
Demon Fang!
Flame of fury!
Burn in hell!
Burning thrust!
Dragon Swarm!
Chinese supernova!
This one's mine!
Make it rain!
Totally! In an instant! Impact block!
Dance in the wind! Going in!
Leave the ensnaring to me.
Now!
Yeah!
Tiger
Totally to me!
Blah, 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 magic!
I won't rest until I'm the best I can be.
Still striving to be on par with the Lord?
You simply can't be too strong when battle is a part of your everyday.
Out of my way!
Rising Wyvern!
This one's mine!
Dragon
This
Swarm!
one's mine! Far enough!
In here!
You require a hand.
Get behind me!
Demon Fang! This one's all mine!
Thunder touch!
Photon blast!
Dragon Swarm!
Up and out! Let's go!
I'm gone!
Lunar Rocket! Smoke! Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
Lightning mega ray!
Rising
This one's mine!
Stardust!
Glacial
Tiger
spear!
blade!
Fierce evil! Dance in the wind! Freeze!
Rising Wyvern! Stardust!
Now!
This one's mine!
Astral energy!
Say no more! I've still got a ways to go!
This might be some... decent equipment.
Anything that makes battles easier is okay by me.
Right, here goes! Rising Wyvern! Stardust!
Going in! Crushing laser! Dance in the wind! Tiger blade!
Now you see what I can do!
Rising Wyvern! Stardust!
Here, let me know! Power of war!
Dragon Swarm!
Take this!
Mega ray!
Rising Wyvern! We did it!
These little ones are hardly worth our time.
Less talking, more pummeling.
Cut them apart to your heart's content.
Rising Wyvern!
I owe you one for that!
And just like that, I'm back in it.
Start by holding the front line.
No sooner said than done!
Seems about right to me.
big tower over there.
What do you say we check back in on the ranch?
Sleeping on the ground beneath the heavens like...
Dohalim, care if I hang out for a while?
Jetzt weiß er gar nicht, ob ich richtig laufe oder falsch.
What makes you think that?
Well, you were speaking to Kisara earlier, weren't you?
It's rude to listen in on others, you know.
Sorry. I didn't hear what you two were actually talking about, though. I just figured it was Menancia since it was the two of you.
I am but a former lord who has abandoned his post. I'm no longer in a position to lead the realm in any capacity whatsoever. Yet Kisara still seeks out my opinions, knowing full well that is the case. This despite the fact I am no longer her master either.
Couldn't it be precisely because you're not her master anymore? It's natural for friends to want to hear each other's opinions.
I hadn't considered that possibility.
It's funny what you miss sometimes.
Hardly uncommon among artistic types such as myself. When lordships are decided based solely on one's astral energy, it can lead to funny results.
But even so, you still took your job as lord seriously, didn't you?
Certainly. I learned to perform my functions. However, I was less interested in ruling, so much as avoiding life and death decisions. Of course, such a mentality in the end led only to sickening pain and death taking place elsewhere out of sight. I pretended not to see or hear any of it, content to let our supposed peace and equality keep me blind and deaf to reality. I was a fool.
But you're making amends.
I would like to think so. The path ahead is dark, yet I still walk on. I merely pray that I shan't fall down any holes along the way. We'd best get ready for tomorrow. Shall we get moving?
always love this. Sound of hammers banging away. Not this way, I guess.
Jo, da geht's nicht lang. Und ja, ich hab sehr viel Geld ausgegeben. Ja, jetzt wisst ihr, warum ich grinden muss unter anderem. Weil ich muss Items verkaufen. Und im Moment tue ich ja dieses Erz da nicht verkaufen. Also dieses eine, was ich da dauernd skippe. Sollte ich vielleicht mal gucken.
This will be a delicious piece of cake. By the power of water. Perfect move. Hear me, Henry.
Rising water.
Burning struggle. Going in. Ready and ready. Here I go. Tiger blade.
We got fire.
I've got it. Let a marksman handle it.
The enemy. All yours. Rising
We're
water.
on the home stretch now.
Don't take your eyes off the prize.
I'm quite aware we got you reminding me. You're stronger than any Renan soldier I've ever met.
Look sharp. Lightning tiger blade.
Let's keep our eyes on the prize. Get lost!
Rising wyvern. Soda. Lunar rocket.
Red! Unguard! Glacial spear! Here!
Dragon swarm.
Tiger blade! Green laser! Let's get you up! This one's mine!
Why can't they just sit still?
Seal, can you take care of them?
No sooner said than enemy arch to me!
River.
Astral energy!
Say no more. Shot.
Well done!
Rising wyvern.
Air thrust!
Soda.
Glacial spear! Pierce evil!
Rising wyvern.
Do it!
Demon touch.
Take this! Here, let me help.
Glacial spear!
Everyone still in one piece?
Yep. Go no further!
Rising wyvern. Soda.
Piercing roar!
Rising wyvern. Soda.
Make it rain!
Lightning orb! Here!
Pesky airborne.
Sounds like a job for yours truly.
This could be useful.
Right, here goes. Rising wyvern.
Look sharp! Armor won't save you!
Lunar rondo.
Glacial spear! Pierce evil! Dance in the wind! Freeze laser! Where are you going? I'm ready! Get on in there with the echo!
Rising wyvern.
Lightning
Soda.
orb! Banana! Let's go! Dance in the wind! Now!
Look sharp. Lightning tiger blade.
There! And a
Rising
dance!
wyvern.
Here, Soda! Make it rain!
That's what I like to hear.
What's with that shining flow over there?
We're in for a long slog with this one.
In a bind? Dragon Swarm!
Do it!
Totally! In an instant! Impact Block!
Going in.
Rising Wyvern! Within!
These little ones are hardly worth our time.
Less talking, more pummeling.
Cut them apart for your heart's content.
An astral
Now, that's my cue.
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
Radiant light here.
Rising Wyvern!
Thunder blade.
Here I go.
Soda!
Into the
One
shadows.
more. Tiger Blade.
Mega blade.
Make it rain.
Rising Wyvern!
This ends now.
Consider yourself finished!
I feel sprightlier than before.
Still thinking about how to act around Dohalim?
That obvious, huh? Except I don't think I'll be changing much after all. Don't get me wrong, I'm not going to stay his servant. However, I am going to treat him like a fellow comrade, the same way I would with you or anyone else. For as long as I can remember, I've spent my life protecting others. But isn't that what friends do too? Support and protect one another in times of need?
Which in the end pretty much means doing as you've always done, right? If that's what you're most comfortable with, I'm certainly not going to give you any grief over it.
Actually, I've been thinking about how I ought to act around you all as well.
Oh?
When I set out on this journey, it was to rid Eldaman and Sia of its enemies, and search for wisdom in the outside world. Wisdom that I could potentially put to use on my return. I'm grateful to you all for letting me tag along. But it got me thinking, what am I actually contributing by being here?
What are you talking about? You know how to hold a weapon, don't you? That's help enough.
Is it though? Sometimes I wish there was more I could be doing to pull my...
Oops, sorry about that. Jeez, I'm famished.
Now that you mention it, what do you guys normally do for food and meals when you're out and about on your travels?
What do you mean, what do we do? We find stuff to eat and eat it. So long as it's meat, I'm not fussy.
Eating what you like can be good for morale in the short term, but you need to think about your diet if you want to stay healthy.
Does that mean eating vegetables too?
Isn't that obvious?
It does, which I guess hasn't been happening up till now.
Yeah, to be honest, we could be eating better than we do.
Understood. In that case, I'll just have to make sure you're all staying healthy and eating right myself. Fortunately, I happen to know a thing or two about cooking as well.
You hear that, Law? Sounds like you'll be eating your greens after all.
What is it? No, sorry, it's just... I was just wondering if you had any thoughts on all this.
It will do her good to have a project.
No, not Kisara. I meant you. Was there anything you wanted to add?
Me? Certainly you're not looking to me for culinary skill, I hope.
Typical Renan, leaving everything to someone else.
Rinwell, I don't think...
That said, should you need my skills on the battlefield, please rest assured I have no intention of shirking my responsibilities. regardless of who we may face.
Also ich möchte nur mal erwähnen, ich habe mit Dorian eben schon gekocht, der kann das
So
auch.
guys, if we're traveling together, we should probably at least try to make an effort to get to know one another, don't you think?
I wouldn't get your expectations too high in that regard. Believe it or not, sometimes I'm not sure I even know myself all that well.
Something wrong? You look like you're deep in thought.
Not exactly. I was merely thinking about you two and your sense of etiquette.
Oh?
Etiquette?
Indeed. To be quite frank, I find your lack of manners to be nigh intolerable.
That's not being frank, that's being and forget it. Do we really need to talk about this now?
Yes, I find such impropriety on your parts to be deeply unsettling. It concerns me greatly.
What do you want us to do? We were slaves. We never got to learn how to be proper like you.
Yeah, what he said. Maybe you missed how we were just focused on surviving.
Perhaps, but Kisara here demonstrates that it's quite possible for a Denon to learn proper manners.
That's because I was given the opportunity to learn. Moreover, my duties as a guardsman required it. Not every realm is like Menancia, as you well know.
Yeah, I don't think it's fair to hold us to some other city standards.
Exactly. You've got to remember what it's been like for us living under the Rena elsewhere.
I will concede that you do indeed make a valid point. It would appear, for all my espousing the virtues of equality between our peoples, I was still looking down on the two of you.
You don't need to beat yourself up. I wasn't that offended by what you said, man.
Nevertheless, I shall mind my words from here on out. Having said that, I do believe you two would still benefit from learning the basics of proper society. I would be more than happy to teach you both when we camp out, if you like.
Yeah, no, I'll pass. Acting all prim and proper isn't really my style.
If you say so. How about you, Law? Would you like to learn? Although I suppose my first task is to reform your attitude toward the idea of good etiquette.
You're not gonna let this go, are you?
Hey, let's stop for a minute.
What's up? You already tired?
My armor's pretty heavy. I think I need a little rest.
I second that.
Hilfen.
All of this
Ich
walking is
hab's
starting
genau
to take its toll on me as
gesehen.
well.
What? You don't look it.
We can't spare the time. There's places we need to be. Mahag Saar's capital, Niez, is our destination right now.
But if one of us collapses, it will only serve to slow us down. And in your case, Alphen is the only one who could carry you. Best to rest while you have the opportunity.
Enough already. I need a break, so we're taking one.
I don't need you fretting over me.
Fretting? Hey, it's not like I'm...
Been looking for you.
For me, why?
He's tough.
Who are you? You said you were looking for me. Why?
Beautiful, precious life.
What the...
That is all I desire.
Then why are we fighting? Who even are you?
Raging storm!
Armor won't
Take this.
Crescent moon!
Here.
Freeze Lancer!
Dragon
This
Form!
one's mine!
Here's a healing
Who the
orb.
hell are you? Bastard!
This guy's not normal.
His speed is unbelievable.
You mean he even surpasses a lord?
Rising Wyvern!
Raging Cat! Here I
Dragon
go!
Form!
Tiger Blade!
Denied!
Spread! Here on my watch!
Fall.
Burning!
Rising Wyvern!
Raging Storm! Banana!
Demon
Let's
Fang!
go! First
I owe you one.
Lightning
Rising
Fang!
Wyvern!
I'm all stuck
Guardian
up.
Dragon
Shield!
Form!
Take this.
Let me out!
Let me help. First Fang!
Anything in armor is all mine!
Here.
Rising Wyvern!
Dance to the wind!
Glacial
Fire
Fire!
field!
Take this.
Let me help.
Going in!
Dragon
First
Form!
Alright!
Lunar Rondo! No! Can't end here!
Come on! You have to hold on!
Bitte was? Also, der Kampf war ganz klar geskriptet. Ich konnte nur verlieren, eindeutig. Aber ja, Chancen hat schon abgezogen. So stark gehört. Aber würde mich interessieren, ob man das hätte gewinnen können. Also an der Stelle schon. Wäre natürlich fantastisch gewesen. Aber wenn es natürlich geskriptet ist.
Is that all that you've got? Very well. Then die. A wretch like you?
Xion?
Till next time.
Xion! Wake up, please!
Alphen?
Xion!
Thanks, but you're kinda crushing me.
Sorry.
It's okay. And so am I. It's not as bad as it looks.
Not bad. That's... Xion, we thought you
I'm
were...
fine. Really.
What the hell were you thinking?
Well, you were trying to protect me too, you know.
Yeah, but I have the sword. It's different.
It's not different. Besides,
Hmm?
Never mind. It's nothing. Anyway, thank you.
But I didn't... Look, I'm just glad that you're...
Alphen?
Sorry.
That guy said he'd be back. I think maybe we should get moving before he returns, right?
Rinwell has a good point. We need to go. Shion, are you sure you're okay?
Shion, are you sure you're okay?
Yeah, I already applied some healing arts to it. It didn't even leave a scar.
But his sword went nearly straight through you.
I'm all right. Unless I've turned into some kind of ghost and I'm haunting you all right now.
No, I know you're not. It's just...
Look, I appreciate you looking out for me, but I'm fine. Really.
There was also that strange light that appeared when Shion was stabbed. It seemed to make the enemy retreat when he saw it. Alphen, do you have any idea what it might have been?
A light? I don't know. I was kind of preoccupied with other things at the time.
Now that I think of it, between that light and the blazing sword, just what sort of person are you, Alphen? Can you use Danon astral arts like Rinwell, perhaps?
He wouldn't know, Dohalim. He doesn't have any memories from his past, remember? Besides, we should really be getting out of here.
I suppose you're right. Forgive me. We've almost reached Nias, the capital of Mahag Saar. With any luck, we'll find a place there for Shion to rest.
Hey.
How are you holding up after that last fight? You're not too hurt, are you?
I'm fine, really. See for yourself.
If things get too tough out there, go ahead and fall back. I can take a beating if I need to.
I'm not here just to stand around and have everyone protect me.
I get that, but there's nothing wrong with admitting you have weaknesses too.
Do I look like I'm just trying to put on a brave face to you?
I can't feel pain. But you still can, can't you?
Look, I appreciate you're trying to look out for me, but even you go down in fights from time to time. Please, stop trying to babysit me. It's getting old.
It's not that. I just...
Nun, die Aufnahme geht lange genug. Ja, viel geschehen. Ich weiß nicht, was Shion verbirgt. Und eine Elfen, dass das sich daran erinnert, dass er da das weiße Licht gemacht hat. Und die anderen haben es ja auch nicht wirklich mitbekommen, dass er es war. Und was das war. Und wer ist der eigentlich, der uns da angegriffen hat? Hätten wir ihn besiegen können. Und warum haben die Waffen all so viel Geld gekostet, wenn ich bedenke, ich habe noch sehr viele Waffen zu kaufen, irgendwie wenigstens für jeden Charakter. Das heißt auf jeden Fall für mich grinden. Und auch hier Skillpunkte. Ich muss dann auch was machen. Weil... Ihr seht ja, hier ist noch einiges freischaltbar. Viel zu viel in meiner Ansicht. Viel zu viel. Auch bei Shion, wenn ich das hier sehe, 1560. Wir können dann mal noch schnell gucken, ob wir hier noch... Ja, hier ist leider noch nichts. bei ihr. Hammer. Duelim. Wo war ich denn bei Duelim? Oh, da bin ich schon hier unten. Die Punkte, die man braucht. Und bei Lore. Lore, ja, Lore. Ja, hier ist einiges zu tun, aber das bei der nächsten Aufnahme. Ich bedanke mich fürs Zuschauen und es geht weiter beim nächsten Mal. Bye!